Joy. Joy describes utmost happiness and the experience of delight, which is simple and pure. We can experience joy every day if we open our hearts and minds to recognizing it, appreciating beauty in day-to-day experiences, and taking moments to reflect upon our well-being and our achievements. Joy can be experienced during our yoga practice by acknowledging and encouraging happiness with every breath and movement. Like yoga, a natural state of joy is unassuming, unadulterated, and honest in expression. Let's start with our flowing seated mountain. Inhale, reaching our arms up. Exhale, bringing the hands back towards Mother Earth. Inhale, reaching, maybe touching the thumbs together. Exhale, bringing it back down. Closing your eyes as much as you want to today throughout your practice to keep your awareness within your own body. Feeling some joy today. Noticing the wonder. Noticing our breath. One more flow. Let's bring our hands to our hearts. Turn our chin towards our right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, over to the left shoulder. Flowing side to side, waking up our neck and our chest, our shoulders, as the focus of most of the asana in our practice today is chest opening the heart, a feeling of joy. Some poses to look out for. We're going to look at seal today, dancer. Let's bring our hands back down. Inhale, sweep up. Take our left hand down to the mat and look under our right elbow. All the way back up, tipping over side to side. Flowing side to side with your breath. Lots of cute little quotes today as well. Joy doesn't simply happen to us. We have to choose joy and keep choosing joy every day. By Henry Newman. One more, let's turn this into a twist. We'll open up our wings, our thumbs facing out, up, and exhale, twisting over. Inhale, opening, stretching your chest. Exhale, twisting over. Great job. Moving with your own breath. Making sure to honor your body this morning. Any injuries or limitations. Just checking in with that spine. How are we feeling after our weekend? Personally, I ate way too much cheese. I have a bellyache. Last one. And let's turn it all together. We'll do our flowing mountain, reaching up. Hands to the earth, breathe out. Reaching up again, tipping over to your left. Reaching up and tipping over to your right. Opening your wings, twisting over to your left. Opening and twisting over to the other side. We'll bring our hands back behind us, really focus on opening the chest, breathing in. Hands come to heart and a little humble bow forward. Continuing to flow, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands towards Mother Earth. Inhale, reaching up, and we'll tip over to one side. You can choose whichever one you want, all the way over to the other side. Opening up our wings, twisting over. Opening and twisting over to the other side. Hands go back behind us. We'll open up, cross our hearts, filling up with joy today. Exhaling, hands come down. Wonderful. Let's bring our hands to our shoulders now. Draw the elbows together, touch them together so our core is still strong. We tuck our chin in. Inhale, open. Exhale, tuck. A few more. Let's warm up our chest, warm up our shoulders. Keep our shoulders down from our ears. Those elbows around our shoulder height. Last one. Hands come back behind us again. Chest expansion, opening up and tipping forward. If you want to keep your hands back, you can to stretch your wrists, or you can have your hands in front of you the other way. Let's bring our hands to our knees, roll up for a seated cat and cow. Tuck our hands on our knees, Roll through our cat pose. Inhale, opening up into cow. Really focus on the chest. Drawing it in and then opening it up. Hands cup our knees, and then our elbows draw around back around our rib cage. A few more, so we open up, elbows in, we tuck our chin and reach for our knees. One or two more. Last one. Really warming up our chest and our neck today. Let's sit up nice and tall, bring our hands across our body and tuck our chin in. Lift up our head, take our right ear towards our right shoulder. And the other side. See how that feels for your neck. Wonderful. Both arms will reach up. Finding our sit bones anchoring down into the earth. And then our left hand coming to our knee. Reaching up here through the left. And we'll take that left hand over to our right knee and tip over towards our left. Feel that stretch. Coming back up, both arms reach up, anchoring into our sit bones. Let's bring our right hand to our left knee and tip over to your right. So right shoulder towards your right knee. Amazing. Let's make our way to a regular cat and cow now. Coming onto all fours, unless that doesn't feel good for you, then of course you could stay with that seated cat and cow. All right, exhaling into our cat pose. Inhaling, opening up into cow. So some modifications can be made here for our wrists with blocks underneath or not. One breath at a time. We're making time for joy today. Choosing it. Music, you've got a couple more there. Amazing. So we're going to go into a chest expansion, well, more of a cactus arm. So bend our left elbow up into a cactus arm here. And your right leg, the opposite of that, opening up out to the side leg. I think you can even put that toe down on the mat, or it's bent. It's like a fire hydrant we used to do back in the day, those lifts. Bring it down to all fours. Other side, we'll lift up our cactus arm and choose to lift our leg, kind of like a cactus leg, or just tap it out to the side. Amazing. Bring it down. Let's sit it back to child's pose, unless you'd like to move right up into downward dog. So child's pose option, or up into downward facing dog, pedaling our feet. Let's check in. Feeling joy flowing through us today like water. All right, inhaling into our kneeling plank. Exhale, shifting back to child's pose. Let's flow between those two four. Inhale forward, core catches us. Exhale, we shift back to child's pose. Or if you're feeling like you want a little more sensation, you can move into downward facing dog and flow into a full plank. Last one. Holding in our kneeling plank, checking in with our alignment. Maybe our elbow creases move towards each other at the center of our mat. And we'll slowly lower right down onto our bellies. I'm going to show you seal pose today. So our hands come out a little bit wider than our shoulders, fingertips down on the mat, and we lift up into seal. Strengthen our back, our kneecaps facing the mat. You can walk those hands in a little bit. Find a little more of our seal if that feels better. So pressing into our fingertips, opening our heart, and release. We'll get back to that one later when we're a little bit warmer. Let's press our hands into the mat. Lift up into a kneeling plank again, strong core. Back to child's pose or down dog. And now let's flow. Inhale forward, fuller kneeling plank. Exhale halfway or all the way down. You can try your seal pose instead of cobra or your regular cobra. Then you'll go back to your belly, up and back to child's pose. flowing up one more time. So we have lots of time for our practice today. Really want to show you that sun breath or breath of joy that we'll be doing. Let's meet in all fours on an inhale. So you might want to draw those hands underneath your shoulders again, just so that your hips come up above your knees. Wonderful. Exhale to downward facing dog. Pedaling our feet. One thing I wanted to work on, and then we'll do this again on Wednesday, 9:30, is stepping or jumping from downward facing dog right to a halfway lift as we try to work on our sun salutations B this month. So let's start with just trying to step it forward. So our right foot steps, left foot steps, halfway lift, breathe in. Breathe out, go right back to downward facing dog. And try that again. Step forward, right into one breath into halfway lift. Full downward facing dog. Inhaling halfway lift, stepping forward. Exhaling downward facing dog. So for anyone that wants to try a little more, you jump, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, back to down dog or plank pose. Let's just do that one more time, stepping or jumping, halfway lift, folding downward dog or plank. Great job. All right, looking up between the hands, walk, step, or jump, halfway lift, breathe in, folding, breathing out. Let's inhale to chair, reaching our arms wide, thumbs up, stretching our chest. Taking our elbows wide into cactus arms. Touching our elbows together. Inhale, opening. Exhale, closing. So stretching out our chest this morning. Feeling joy, feeling the heart open. All the way up to an extended mountain, so reaching up for the sky. Exhale, bring our hands to our sides. Ooh, okay, trees. Okay, so I'm going to teach you sun breath. Breath of joy. We did sun breath last week. Never mind. Breath of joy. So it's 3 in. Think of your breath, that inhale, break it down into a thirds. We inhale, hands come here, a third of the way, then a third of the way, the last third of the way, and a big exhale. And we come back up, inhale. Few more. Make that big ah sound when you come down. Great job. Couple more. Fill yourself up with that joyful breath today. Joy to be alive, to breathe, to bring joy to others. Last one. Wonderful. Come up to our mountain. Now let's tip over. Created some joy in our bodies with our breath today. Learned a new breathing technique. And guess what? We quieted the mind while we did that. Our mind didn't think, it just was breathing. Let's bring our hands to our hearts. Step our left foot back. We'll turn towards the windows if we're in studio. If you're not in studio, wherever you may be. Big breath up. Exhale, bend our elbows, bend our knees, and let's start to move through our moonflowers. Today with the focus of how the chest is opening here. It's lifted. And we're drawing our elbows back towards our imaginary back pockets. Some mantras or affirmations for your day today. My natural state is joy. My natural state is joy. I experience joy in this moment. One more. Turn it into our sunflowers, hinge to the mat. Exhale, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, opening that chest, hinging at our hips, pressing into both of our feet. We've got about 5 more of those. Last one, we'll hold it in our goddess pose, so bending our knees, opening up across the chest, checking in with our pelvis, lengthening through our spines. Experience joy in this moment. Let's bring our fingertips back behind our head, opening even wider across our elbows. Feel the lungs expand as we breathe. And relax. Good. Tick-tock our feet together. Make our way up to the top of our mountain. So I'm thinking this crew, I know everybody online and here, we're going to try Sun Salutation B. Some people like to think of them, they're almost like yoga burpees. They're pretty fast flowing. So if you don't feel comfortable doing them, you can do our regular Sun Salutations. But I'll lead you through. So the one, oh yeah, you'll be fine actually. Instead of a chaturanga, so this is a chaturanga. If this doesn't want to work for you today, it's a plank. So chaturanga or plank as we move through. Okay, let's try this. You guys are going to love it. It'll get the heart rate up if you're looking to work out on Monday morning. This is where we're at. All right, roll those shoulders back. Inhale, sweep up to sky. Exhale, dive into our fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Now this time the exhale, we go right back to plank. Chaturanga or hold your plank. Up dog or cobra. And then to downward facing dog. This is where it changes a little bit. The left foot comes up between the hands. It's one inhale up to your lunge. Fuller kneeling. And then an exhale right back to chaturanga or your plank. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Now the lunge. Right foot comes up between the hands. Inhale, lunge. Exhale back to chaturanga or plank. Up dog or cobra, breathe in. Back to downward facing dog. Now we walk or step to our halfway lift. Hands come between, or feet come between the hands. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale to chair. So we bend our knees, lift our chest. Exhale straight up into mountain. We just pop up into our mountain. We did one. Let's do another. Inhale, lift. Exhale, dive into fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, right back to your plank or chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog, maybe all fours. Right foot between the hands. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, chaturanga or plank. Up dog or cobra or hold your plank. Take your time, down dog, breathe out. Left foot lunges up. We inhale and exhale right back. Chaturanga or your plank. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Take your time, no rush. Hop, step, or jump to halfway lift. Fold, breathe out, great job. Inhale, chair. Exhale, peek up into mountain. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, rise. Exhale, dive into fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. I mean, see, I went right back to our old one. Plank or chaturanga on an exhale. Up dog or cobra, breathe in. Downward dog, breathe out. Great job. Left foot up between the hands. Rise up to our lunge on a breath in. Then a breath out, right back to chaturanga or plank. Hold your plank or up dog. And then back to down dog. Right foot between the hands. Inhale to lunge. Exhale to chaturanga or plank. Up dog or cobra or hold your plank. Downward facing dog. Stepping or jumping to halfway lift. Exhale, fold all the way into chair. Exhale into mountain. Amazing. Just one more. Inhale, rise. It's nice and warm in here this morning. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, jump or step back to chaturanga or plank. Up dog or hold your plank. Down dog, breathe out. Left foot between the hands, lunge, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. Up dog or cobra or hold. Downward facing dog. Right foot up between the hands, inhale, lunge. So heart rate rising up. Exhaling, chaturanga, plank. Hold your plank or up dog. Then we move to down dog. Step or jump up into halfway lift. Fold, breathe out. Inhale, chair. Exhale into mountain. All right, roll those shoulders back, grab a drink of water. Turn a fan on here.
When I wish I was wearing a short sleeve.
Short sleeve,
I
I
start
know.
off with long and then it's like, okay, you know, you need to short.
Layers.
I was thinking that, yeah.
It's not the quietest fan, is he? Right.
They're pretty.
Yes, they're pretty, exactly. The fans are pretty. All right, let's get on with the rest of our practice. Let's bring our hands back into that chair pose. So bending our knees. Maybe your hands are here in front of you. Thumbs are up, palms facing each other. Or we'll open up our wings today. We can be here. So if you're taking care of your back, you can bend your elbows. Check in with the pelvis. And check in with our mantras today. Our natural state of joy. Up into a regular mountain pose and right back down into our chair. This time, if our thumbs are down up, we'll turn them down and reach them long. Breathe. Turn those thumbs back up. Let's bring our hands back behind our head and rise up. Take a little back bend. Supporting your neck, keeping it nice and long. And back into our chair, this time hands reach back. Lengthening the neck now, opening across the chest. A little bit of tension between our shoulder blades. And we are choosing to feel joyful. So if we push ourselves past the point of joy, and joy is not present in our movement, that's an indication that it's time to maybe lessen the intensity or just skip that pose altogether. Rising up, arms up, and a little back bend. That doesn't feel good, bring the hands back behind the head, open up and support. A small little bend in our knees. Straightening out our back again. Let's grab a hold of our elbows. Lifting our elbows up tall and tipping over to one side. Oh, I love this pose. Feel your bottom rib reaching away from your hips. Come back to lengthen over to the other side. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back to plank or chaturanga. So this is our little halfway warm up. Up dog or cobra. Back to downward facing dog. Walk, step or jump into your halfway lift again. Exhale, fold. Sweep all the way up, inhale. Exhale, let's bring our hands to our heart and move on to some strengthening poses. We'll bring our right foot up to the top of your mat and step your left foot back, heels going down. So in our warrior two, we're opening up across our chest, really focusing today. We start off with the palms facing the earth, your right knee bending, amazing. And we've got our hips stacking over top of our underneath our shoulders. And if it feels okay, close your eyes and settle in to your body. Breathe, choosing joy. Keep our arms open and bring our right hand towards the floor or a block. Keeping the chest expanded so our palms are still open and we're breathing. If you've got a block, that's great. If not, you can bring your elbow to your thigh. A little difference today for our hand. Usually our fingertips are pointing towards our toe. Today, let's point them back towards our back heel, just for this one. Feels great. We'll rise up, lift our back heel, but keep our hands wide as we move into a lunge. Maybe bring your back foot in a bit like me, sink down, and we're still actively reaching in opposite directions with our fingers. Let's turn the palms down, turn the palms up, reach the palms towards the sky. Sinking into the support of your leg or shortening your stance. Or again, if we lost that feeling of joy in our practice, take a little bit off, take the arms out, take a little walk. We'll step to airplane pose with wide arms, hinging forward. Breathe. Palms facing the floor. We're still reaching out towards opposite sides of the room, flattening our back, strengthening our core. All right, bring our hands to our heart, lift our right foot into, well, a quarter warrior three. So if warrior three is part of your practice, you can go right into the full expression, or for today, just a quarter of the way down, hands at heart or forward. We'll be stepping that right foot back, bending our left knee into our warrior two. So now here we are on the other side. We start off with our palms facing the mat, but still length through the neck. Choosing to keep our eyes open or closed, whatever works for you, my friends. Settle into the support of the earth beneath your body. Opening up our palms now, so we're still reaching and hinging down. Either a block underneath that left hand, or you can rest your bent left elbow on your knee. And instead of having our fingertips turning towards the toe, we'll turn them back towards the back foot. See how that feels. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. If joy is not present, pull back a bit. Turn our fingertips back, rise back up to our warrior two. Now we'll lift our back heel. Let's draw it in a bit, bend our left knee. Palms face down, and we're reaching long and we sink into it. Breathe. Good. And then up. Here for about 5 or 10 breaths. Unless something doesn't feel good, then pull back by bringing your hands to your heart or shortening the bend in your front knee. Stepping into our airplane pose, space between our feet, actively reaching long, lengthening our necks. A little quote while we stay here. If you empty yourself of yesterday's sorrows, you will have more room for today's joy. That one's by Jenny Young. All right, shifting the weight onto the right foot, lifting our back foot into our quarter way down warrior three, or all the way into your warrior three. I've got this juicy wall there for me, so. All right, standing up into mountain pose. Great job. Doing really good. We've got a couple more standing poses, and then we'll be coming down. If you've got a block, you might want to top your mat for this one. All right, let's do tree. If anyone wants to work on their balance, one way to make tree more balancey, I know that's not a word. Don't blow up the internet, let me know about it. You can step on your block as for your tree, or you can be underneath your other foot. All right, so we'll take that right foot out, turn the heel towards the body to bring it back in, where we could be using our block as a little helper, or having our sole of our foot on our shin, our calf muscle, not on our knee anywhere, or drawing it up into the inside of your thigh, depending on how you feel. Hands at heart, or we can rise them up. Or today we could do our palm tree to stretch across our chest, or cactus arms. Good job. Stretching our fingers, feeling the length of our neck, strength of our core. Let's bring our elbows towards each other. Up one more time, and do the other side. So if you're using your block, you'll be switching that over to the other side. Our left foot going out, softening our right knee, and bringing it in. And choose what feels good for you. Hands out, up, cactus arms above us, or you can bring your hands right to your heart and focusing on rooting down into the sole of our foot whilst the crown of the head rises to meet the sun. Breathe. Experiencing joy in each moment. Looking for ways to add more joy to our day. Wonderful. Bring that foot across, down. So your block will be in front of you for this one. We did this a little bit last week as part of our bear breath. Inhale, rise up, and we'll be exhaling into a forward fold. Our right hand can be down on the block or the floor. We're bending our right knee, and our left arm is reaching up. Wherever you want your block to be. You can be all kinds of levels of height. Just see how you're doing today. Other side. So we bend the left knee, straighten out, but keep a little bend in the right knee and rise up. Feels amazing. Our natural state is joy. Forward fold, exhale. We've done it, my friends. We're making our way to child's pose. So take your time to step one foot back and then the other. Grab a drink if you need to. And take a moment to settle into child's pose. Or block under our forehead. Reaching our hands back towards our heels. Making any modifications to your child's pose. Come up to all fours and take our right forearm down onto the mat and draw our right knee a little bit closer to it. Our left knee is staying back. And then that left hand is reaching up to a twist. Breathe. bit similar to what we just did. Wonderful. Bring it back. Other forearm goes down. You slide that knee back. Bring the left knee up to touch the right elbow and reach the right arm up. Feeling experiencing joy. Joy can be experienced through our postures by being playful. We always are, actually, in this class. We'll bring that forearm down, take the knee back, and rise up into an all fours position. For tiger tail pose, we open up our chest, lifting up our right knee, pointing our toes. And if it feels okay for your neck, reaching your toe for the back of your head. Doesn't matter how close you get, you can be 10 miles away like I am, and that's okay. We're just trying to lift up that leg. Bring it back to all fours. Let's do the other side. Lifting up our left knee. Pointing our toe towards the ceiling, trying to lift it a little bit more and reaching it for our back of our head. Maybe one day we can try this with a strap. Back to all fours. If your wrists aren't feeling great, take a block or something underneath your forearms to give them a little bit of a break. Otherwise, we're still in our all fours. For spinal balance, or balancing table, reaching our right arm forward, left foot back. And this time with the toes not pointed, we're reaching with our heel for the back wall. Hips facing the floor. And other side. Just 10 breaths or so. Feeling that length. So as one hand is reaching, we feel those muscles that run around that left side of your spine lengthening, as well the heel reaching in the opposite direction, stretching our spine. Come down to all fours, and let's take a little break at child's pose, or a nice wide leg child's pose where you can bring your chest right to the mat. Or resting your belly on your thighs. Looking up at our hands, we're going to move into puppy pose. If you do have blocks around, 1 or 2 blocks in front of you for puppy, you can have them any way you want to. So we do practice this pose a lot. The hips stay above the knees. I'll just show you what we normally do. We bring the chest towards the mat here, but our hips are high. If you want a little bit of a different feeling, we've got our forearms, our elbows on these blocks, hands come together, and we drop the chest towards the mat there. Breathe. Should feel good for your chest. As you drop the chest towards the floor and bring the shoulder blades a little bit closer together at the back. This is great for posture. My son, if you're watching this ever, this is the one I tell you to do all the time, and he never does it. It's really good for posture if you know people that spend a lot of time on their phones. Lift it up, move right to our bellies to practice our seal pose, or cobra as an option. So down onto our bellies, I'm just going to change the angle of the camera a little bit. I'll take a picture of my new setup one after you guys can check it out. It's a little precarious, but it's a better angle. Okay, right on our bellies. We'll be reaching our hands out long, our fingertips wider than our shoulders. So if you are taking care, or if you want to add a little bit more on without straining your back, slide a block underneath your chest here. Fingertips press into the mat. We anchor through our soles of our, or the tops of our feet in the back. Our kneecaps face the earth. We can rise and look up into our seal pose. So not up, sorry, just looking forward between your hands. Nice long, long neck. Breathe. That's so good. Shoulders drawn down from the ears, they're hugging into our spine, our back muscles lifting. Let's take it down, hands under our shoulders, push up and back to child's pose. A nice big stretch across our lower back. Check in with how your ribs are feeling. If you want to move into a cat and cow, you can, just to loosen up a bit. Or stay where you are in our child's pose before we make our way onto our backs. Right, let's shift it forward. Draw hip down, sweep our feet around. Make sure we've got some space back behind us. And we'll move into, we'll go into a bridge pose, so you might want your blocks nearby. And we'll start by drawing our knees into chest. And rocking side to side. Amazing. Working hard on filling up with joy today, opening our hearts and stretching our chests. All right, so the soles of the feet come down onto the mat. Maybe they're a foot or two from your backside. The whole foot pressing down into the mat. And we lift up our spine up off the mat, one vertebrae at a time, no weight on our head. And if you'd like to, you can slide a block underneath your lower back or stay up without the support of a block. Just find the breath again. Thinking about what possibly brings you joy. And how can we incorporate more joy into our life? Little things, big things. Take the time to experience those moments. If we've got our block underneath our back, we'll take it out. And lower our lower back down onto the mat. Take the rock side to side with our knees now, with our feet down on the mat. And widen across our chest. So of course we have to have happy baby for a joyful practice. We'll draw the knees up and to the outside of our rib cage, soles of the feet facing up towards the earth. So you can be holding on the backs of your legs or moving side to side. We can rock, whatever works. It's okay to smile, not only during your practice, but throughout your day. Even though, I guess smiling's a little bit hard at strangers when we have our masks on, but we can smile with our eyes. Brighten someone's day. We'll draw those knees together and take the soles of the feet back down onto the earth. You just want to roll over onto one side. I wanted to show, we don't do fish pose a lot. I don't, because it can be hard on your, it can strain your neck. So we're going to do a restorative fish pose as an option today. So just take a look. One block is going to be placed between your shoulder blades. And the other block will be back here, like your head might be taller than your shoulder blades, so you might need to adjust, or you've got a bolster there, or a pillow, just something to place in between your shoulder blades. Time to roll back, check in with placement between the shoulder blades, placement of the other block under our head, and this is fish pose. So a lot of some practices have this without blocks, and you use your head to hold you up, but we're not going to do that for our practice. We're doing a restorative fish today with our blocks or pillows, books, stuffed animals, whatever you have around handy. A rolled up mat. We're here, or you're here. For about 4 minutes before our Shavasana fully kicks in. So get comfortable. Help yourself out at home to get into this state. Or you could just have a pillow underneath your back opening across your chest. Settle down into the earth. If the mind wanders, that is okay. Bring it back to the gentle rise and fall of your breath. Experiencing joy and openness across our hearts today. Opening our lungs. We had a wonderful breath of joy today. To get some joy, positive energy flowing. Some affirmations of choosing joy, experiencing joy in the moment. Bringing more joy into our life, no matter how that may be. With people, with anything that makes you happy or smile. What about 1 more minute in your restorative fish pose, and then we'll do our Shavasana. In our fish pose, we can bend our knees, draw the feet back onto the mat, and roll over onto one side. Taking our blocks out and then bringing ourselves into our Shavasana pose. There's another pose that brings you joy today. You can add that into your practice now. So perhaps our feet are nice and long with a bolster or a pillow or something underneath our knees. Relaxing the weight of our body down into the mat. Closing our eyes. Would you like an eye cover? Settling in. Take a moment to get settled. There's no rush. And I will guide you through a little meditation today. Settle down into the earth. A few quotes and a little meditation for our practice. Loving kindness practice today. Come to a comfortable position. Take a moment to get comfortable. Inhale and slowly feel the lower part of your belly filling with air. Exhale and let that air exit the body. Just notice the air coming in through our nostrils and exhaling either back out through our nose or out through our mouth. Let your entire body feel relaxed, weighted down, supported by the earth, secure and safe. Keeping your eyes closed, think of a person close to you who loves you very much. It could be someone from the past or the present, someone still in life or who is past. It could be a teacher or a guide. Imagine that person standing in front of you now, sending you their love. That person is sending you wishes for your safety, for your well-being and happiness. Feel the warm wishes and love coming from that person towards you. Bask in that feeling, enjoying them sending you wishes for your happiness, well-being, for your health. You are filled, overflowing with warmth. And now picture a person that you love, perhaps a relative or a friend, and begin to send that same love that you feel back to that person. You and this person are similar. Just like you, this person wishes to be happy and have a good life. Send all your love and warm wishes to that person and repeat the following phrase silently in our minds. Just as I wish, may you live with ease. May you be happy. May you feel safe and feel healthy. Now thinking of just an acquaintance, someone you don't know very well, toward whom you have no really particular feeling. It could be a neighbor, a colleague, someone else that you see around, but you don't know them very well. You and this person are alike. Alike in your wish to have a good life. Like you, this person wishes to experience joy and happiness in his or her life. Send all your wishes for well-being to that person. Repeating the following phrases in our minds. Just as I wish to, may you live with ease. May you be happy. May you be safe and healthy. Now think of someone that maybe you don't get along with too well. Thinking of that person in our minds. And be honest with yourself how you feel, or maybe feelings of discomfort. Notice any tendencies you have to think badly. And let go of them. Instead, wish them well, repeating the following phrase silently. Just as I wish to, may you live with ease. May you be happy. May you be safe and healthy. Now expand your awareness and picture the whole globe, the whole earth in front of you, just like a little ball. Send warm wishes to all of the living beings, all of the living beings, all of our relatives. We're all related. Just as I wish, may you all live with ease. May you be happy. May you be safe and healthy. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. A few quotes today to end our practice of joy. Happiness is closer to the experience of acceptance and contentment than it is to pleasure. True happiness exists as the spacious and compassionate heart's willingness to feel whatever is present. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is within you already, in your way of thinking. For every minute you are angry, you lose 60 seconds of happiness, like Ralph Waldo Emerson. Happiness is part of who we are. Joy is the feeling. Taking in another deep breath, filling up ourselves with joy today for our week. Noticing the joy and wonder around us, exhaling. Wiggle our fingers, our toes. Make some small movements to our joints, our wrists and our ankles. We can move our head side to side. Everything we need already within. Let's roll over onto one side. Take your time getting there. No rush whatsoever. We'll take those shoulders down and away from our ears and take a big breath up of joy. Then to our heart. Let's do one breath of joy seated. So we'll inhale a third here. No, I lied. Inhale a third in front of us. Inhale a third here. Inhale up. Exhale a little. Bow forward. Namaste. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. I hope that you all find some joy today. Thank you for being in studio. It's always nice to have both. Have a good day, everybody at home.